You often hear about people not going to the polls because they think their vote doesn't count or that their voices aren't being heard. Well, Fox 42's Joe Harris talked to a group that wants you to know about a different way of putting candidates in office. He tells us it's possible to shake up the electoral process in Nebraska.
Dodge is an attorney and the vice president of Rank the Vote Nebraska, a nonprofit group pushing to have ranked choice voting in the state. How does it work? Instead of casting their ballot for one candidate in each race, voters rank candidates by preference on their ballots. In a ranked choice voting system, a candidate wins when they have more than 50% of the vote. However, if no candidate achieves more than 50%, the candidate with the least amount of first preference votes is eliminated. And if your first preference was the candidate who got eliminated, vote counters add your vote to whoever your second preferred candidate is. This process repeats until a candidate has more than 50% of votes.
I just think it's more democratic because the whole concept of a democracy is that we have a majority of the people voting for the person who ultimately represents us. And the best way to get to that is to actually have a system where over 50% of the people have voted for the person who ends up serving them.
As an example, Dodge cites the 2014 Republican primary for governor, when then-candidate Pete Ricketts narrowly beat out opponent John Bruning with just over 26% of the vote.
At that time, only, I think, about 32 to 33% of available voters in the Republican Party participated in that primary. So that means if Ricketts got about a third of that vote, you've only got 10 or 12% of the overall voters in the Republican primary who supported him as a candidate.
And he doesn't think that seems democratic. Under a ranked choice system, Dodge says voters wouldn't feel like they wasted their vote and that it would push elected officials to better represent the people.
The person who was elected in their mind says, I've got to be representing my constituents in a way I'm keeping over half of them happy, not just my base, not just that 12%. I've got to keep enough of the people happy that they still want me to be representing them.
And he says it would also affect candidates' campaign tactics.
Right now, we've got all this negative campaigning that you just can't get away from on TV, where everybody says the other guy is terrible. If you say that too much in a ranked choice system, people don't like it. And they say, if that person's going to continue to trash everybody else, I'm not so sure I like them.
Alaska and Maine have already implemented the system, and this year State Senator John McCollister introduced a bill that failed to make it out of committee.
I'm hoping that in the next session, we have some more people make some offers of these bills, and that people get more educated on it, they get more excited about it, and they can talk to their legislators and say, we really want this.
Reporting for Fox 42, I'm Joe Harris.
Critics argue that the ranked choice system can make elections complicated for voters. Regardless, Dodge says he wants more people to know that it's an option out there, so why not give it a try?